a week ago, I have placed all the succulents here in the open. As you can see, the sun is shining on them to color up while we're on the last month of winter. 3 weeks actually, that's all that's left of winter. And this best friend, hello best friend. A week ago you didn't look like that. A week ago you're pale and not so friendly. And now look at you, gorgeous, beautiful. Lacey's been a bad girl. Because look what I got. I've got some new succulents that I bought locally for a while now. I've been waiting for this plant's price to go down. So this is Echeveria Liberia. Look how beautiful Liberia Girl is. Is there a song, Liberia Girl? This is still sort of pale, but when this colors up, it looks absolutely gorgeous. What I hope it would look one day on the left. I got a couple more in here. These two are the same, so I'll put that on the side first. And this one is strawberry cheesecake. At the moment, this actually is about $70 online. So it's a new hybrid. But I'm just wondering if this is the same as my other similar looking plants, which is somewhere up here. I had a similar one, but I don't know whether... Oh no, that's not the one. I can't remember what it is now where I put it. Where did I put you? I thought I had you there. Now that I got sidetracked, I need to move this big red because we had minus 3.3 last night. And tomorrow is forecast -2, but I'm already thinking that this big red will be able to handle that temperature. So I am now putting this in here, in this empty spot here, so that when I walk past this area, I can see that beautiful face. Hang on, I have to go look on the other side. Aha, can you see it? I can see it that way because that spot is empty, so now I can see that. And once it's exposed to the sun, it will grow much faster. So those are all cuttings or babies from my original single plant, which is this one. So this one has sort of suffered. This is the original one, and it has lost a lot of its variegation. So this is the new baby. I have to put it down. Oh, hang on. But I need to move that into the sun. Okay, so that way it can grow much better. So normally when you grow succulents in the shadow, they tend to grow the variegation much better. But before I get sidetracked again, I saw what I was looking for. So I've been looking for this one. Ice Angel, you are mine. You need to be chop. So because it's too small. So, and speaking of small, the reason why, oh hang on, this Beyonce, which has gone, traveled across Australia, is now back in here. But, oh my goodness, I get sidetracked with so many beautiful plants. Okay, I have to make way for... Anyway, I will come back to you, Sedeveria Blue Elf. I'll show you the ordinary blue elf that I've got growing right now. So the strawberry cheesecake I thought was the same plant as that. So it must be something else. Because, or are you the same? Oh, that is red tips, silk variegated. Aha! I thought I had a red tip variegated. And I don't. This is the silk variegated red tip. And this is the reason why I'm not going senile yet. I don't have the plant, so I bought this red tips variegated. So now side by side, they should look different. Do they look the same? Yes, of course, sort of similar shape, but the silk variegated has gone wonky and this one is still straight. So the variegation is sort of lines across the leaves, and therefore that's why they call it silk variegated. And this one is just ordinary variegation. The transition of the color is just sort of so you get the, see there, so the green and the white. So I'm glad I'm not going senile. And I'm gonna grow this next to each other, so I have to do a lot of moving around. And the reason why I bought this, there's always a reason, you know, is because of this plant. Mexican snowball. You see that? Because I have a Mexican snowball, but only one, so I bought two, so which is cheap. That's all she's got. I would have bought more, but anyway, this is still small compared to my snowball. Look how gorgeous she is. So hang on, let's compare it side by side. So that's the reason why I bought this one. So it was advertised on Marketplace here in Canberra, and of course the magic price is $10. And then I thought straight away, I was there in a flash, rang her or sent her a message saying, can I please buy one, I thought, from you. And then when I got there, there was two. So this one has been growing here for a while. And I paid $80. This is back then during WJ Succulents when they were still selling 3 years ago. Oh my goodness. So July 2023 is when I got this. When I got that, it was actually smaller than this one. So anyway, it was be 3/4 the size. And for now, how many years later, is $10. Well, for me, so only because, as she said, the original plant kind of looks like this one, which is, I don't know what, this is a rose queen or something like that. But this is also a Echeveria elegans hybrid. There you go, rose queen. Yep, and I paid $15 for that variegated. And so the mother plant or the mother pot that she's got looks similar to this one. But I said to her that my one, or the snowball that I've got, is much bigger, and she did not believe me, so I have to send her a photo, and she is just gobsmacked. So this is now a baby from this rose queen, so which is, I believe, very close to strawberry ice or raspberry ice, all that sort of icy look. But this is variegated, so this has grown so much more. So it was only the quarter of the size originally when I got this, but see my hand, okay, so quarter, and that's how it was. Now the size that is, but you can see that that is a different plant. And I thought this is similar to the other one that I've got, the strawberry cheesecake. But then they are different. So now I'm very happy with my purchase. So I need to let them settle in here before I transplant them, and I probably would have to leave this here for a while to acclimate. So when I do get new plants, especially when they are coming from the same area, I don't really like repotting them. So I let them be to settle in, because they've just been repotted, I'm sure. They're just a cutting taken, and so you don't want to disturb the roots, especially now that we still have cold weather. So I think tomorrow is the last -3, hopefully, or -2, and after that we'll be warming up. So when it warms up, it's time to propagate as well. So, but I'm not gonna show you that in this video. I'm gonna show you that next video. Hang on, I'll put you here. But before I do that, I need to do some rearranging. Okay, I'll just put this back here for now because I want to show you other goodies. So if you're wondering what the original red tip non-variegated looks like, there she is. So someone says, I like the original one better. So this is my red tip who has gone all red, so the tips are all red. But you can see that this one, when they variegate, they sort of go paler, or do they remain pale? I'm sure one day I am gonna grow this to sort of merge the color into this, to that. Wouldn't that be lovely? But I gotta be careful not to overexpose it, because that's the only way I could make this color like this one while retaining its variegation, because most plants, or most variegated Echeveria or succulents, they actually revert to non-variegated if they get too much sun exposure. And when they get stabbed with sunlight, they turn like this. So this is a non-variegated cherry baby. So to me, it looks like it's starting to variegate the center. So when I repotted it, so I removed this from a big pot that is in a different area of my garden, and then I potted it up and I made sure that I did not give it any fertilizer, nor did the soil that had fertilizer in it. So I recycled my old soil just so that way they don't have any nutritional value, especially after they're being zapped from the microwave. So these two, hang on, I just want to show you. See, there you go. I hope that variegation continues because cherry normally goes red, like the red tips as well. And I don't know where my normal cherry is, so I have to find it. But if I don't, just believe me, they are much prettier than this one. This is sort of looking pale, but eventually when this get exposed to the sun carefully, slowly, hope it will retain its variegation and also color up like the almost like that color eventually, actually redder there, like that, incorporate it with that, or even that Bonnie. Sarah Bonnie, okay, the Sarah Bonnie is pale because I'm hiding it in there. I'm hoping that will variegate, and that's the reason why I place it there, hidden amongst the beautiful babies on top. About a year and a half ago, I bought this Sedeveria Blue Elf variegated. It was only, well, at least it was 2 heads, so it works out like $10 a head. I haven't propagated this, and Sedeveria prefers the cool weather. So coming on to spring in 3 weeks' time, I am thinking of off with its head. That way it will still have time to basically grow. But I am just curious to see how pretty this is compared to the original scene. So this is Sedeveria Blue Elf, non-variegated. And look how gorgeous that is. Hang on, am I seeing some babies? No, there's babies in the bottom, but there's no new growth. So I think if I chop that, it will still have time to grow. So compared to the non-variegated, so which one do you prefer? The standard one or the variegated one? Well, I'm here, or else I forget. I'm gonna chop, metho, disinfect. There you go. And then, do you need disinfecting as well? No, you don't. We just go chop. Ah, don't drop. I did drop. Another one. It's gonna drop. Ah, hang on. There you go. I got one. I have to find the other one. So now I made a label, so I'm going to put it here. It just says Sedeveria Blue Elf Variegated Chop on the 7th of the 8th of 2026. And I am going to let this dry up in here. And once it dries up, I am going to repot that. And then this other one will be placed somewhere to grow. Okay, but for now, I'll leave you there. Last night I managed to put in soil all my leaf propagation from ages ago. So this one here is Crested Monroe, and let me see, that was November 2025. Since I plucked them, actually they rotted, so I was able to save. Hopefully there's a few bumps in there. Hang on, I'll just put this back here. And very, very slow growing. And of course those ones, these ones here are lemon and lime variegated, grown from leaf. And I've got a lemon, oh, this one is a Polylinciana monstrose. This one sort of bump in the head, but I think that's a mealybug I can see. And hang on, I don't know. Oh, it's just scab, I think. Yep. Okay. So the rest are, that's unidentified or no labeled variegated plant. And there's quite a few of them growing. And at the back there is Chihuahuensis variegated. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 possibly variegated, maybe 5. The 5 I've got no hope, but for Chihuahuayensis variegated, that is. And at the back there is I got a few blue surprise. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a tiny one, 8, which the leaf has dried up and fallen off. Now I got more room to put some more leaf propagation that already produced babies on that side of the blue surprise. Now inspection time for this dry up cubic frost. See, look how beautiful that variegation is. So this is grown from a leaf. So if you can see on that side as well, that little baby stem on the left hand side from that sort of a baby grown as well top, you can see that that one has got dry leaves and also possibly a variegated as well. And up the top you can see, or I can see, some mealybug because it is dry, so I really need to water it. And then another one here, so you can still see the leaf drying up, growing there, and it has taken root, so it's going to embed itself into the soil. And this mealybug here, we roll it up and look. See, that is mealybug. So I'm gonna inspect this and twirl, 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 and clean, 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 and that way we can get rid of the mealybug. And also I need to water this because you can see the leaves are all dry and it's puckering up. But before I do that, I have to do my metho. This is denatured alcohol or methylated spirit, and 1 cup methylated spirit and a 1/4 cup water, and that's it. Okay, I might as well do the variegated one as well. Which also reminds me, I do inspection time for that variegated cubic frost up the top there. Yay, she's growing, she's getting bigger, but she's not gonna grow bigger if I don't water. Before I go, since we're in the topic of variegation, this is Echeveria red wine silk variegated. This is red wine peach to be exact, silk variegated. That's what the label is. And look how cute and beautiful it is. And so many moons ago, I took a couple of babies from here. I separated it. So I bought a cluster and I separated it and I planted it here. And look at the difference. It has reverted to normal and grown bigger. But wait, there's more. I can still see a little bit of variegation on that leaf there. You see that? But that was, the small ones are silk variegated and this one is not. So anyway, that shows you that the difference in the growth of variegated to non-variegated. Although the variegated one is pretty and small, the non-variegated one grows to massive proportion in comparison to its variegated counterpart. Unless, of course, you are grown in LizK's garden, so I don't know even what I've done or what soil I put in this one. I'm sure it's my advanced succulent soil mix to grow this big. And for the future, my hope that the newly acquired Mexican Snowball will grow into nice and big as the other Snowball. Anyway guys, that's all I've got for this video. Thank you so much for watching and hope you enjoyed this. Looking at the beautiful babies that I've got. So they are expanding. I'm getting more and more and more. And since I've got more, I have to move things around so I can have more space, so I can have more plants. Oh, Beyonce, you are so gorgeous. Soon you will be happy. For a second there, I thought I was having a senior moment. This is the plant I was looking for to compare it with the strawberry cheesecake. So I thought this kind of looks familiar, and so this is what it reminded me of this plant. So this one is not strawberry cheesecake, it is ice rose, also known as Raha variegated. So ice rose, $40 I paid for this plant. And now It's growing a baby underneath, so which is good. But then now I can't wait to compare the two when they grow. So will this turn out exactly the same as this or vice versa? Only time will tell.